We've seen legends get knocked out. We've seen massive hype trains crash overnight. That is just how this sport works. But right now, there are a few guys who still haven't tasted defeat. These aren't just guys padding their records, they are fighting the elite and winning every single time. They are simply on another level. Today, we are breaking down the top 10 fighters who still have that 0 on their record. Starting at number 10, we have the bantamweight technician, Farid Basharat. 14 wins, 0 losses. Basharat isn't the loudest guy in the room, but his game is flawless. While other fighters get messy and brawl, Farid stays calm and controls everything. He uses clean kickboxing and mixes it with perfect timing on his takedowns. The thing about Basharat is that he fights smart. He doesn't take unnecessary risks. If you watch his fights, he picks opponents apart piece by piece. He doesn't chase the knockout if it's not there. He just dominates you for 15 minutes straight. It might not always be flashy, but it is incredibly effective. At number 9 is a guy who has had a crazy couple of years, Muhammad Mokaev. 16-0. After leaving the UFC, people thought he would fade away. Instead, he went to Brave CF and proved everyone wrong. Mokaev is a grappling machine. Once he grabs you, it is going to be a long night. He changes wrestling attacks together non-stop, forcing his opponents to defend until they are exhausted. He has been in bad spots, he has been caught in submissions, but he never taps and he never quits. He just grinds out the win every single time. It's a pity his character got him kicked out of the UFC. It would have been a great test for Pantoja, even though I think Pantoja is still levels above him.
Number 8 is the heavy hitter of the light heavyweight division, Khamzat Chimaev. 16-0. Mirzakhanov doesn't look like the most athletic guy in the division, but do not let that fool you. He is fast and he hits extremely hard. He fights with a patient style. He waits for you to make a mistake and then he explodes. He is a smaller light heavyweight, but he uses that speed to close the distance and land big looping punches. He has put a lot of tough guys to sleep. He is efficient, dangerous, and still undefeated. He had a tough test with Rakic, but he knocked him out in no time. Number 7 is the Bellator welterweight champion, Ramazan Nurmagomedov. 13-0. This guy has quietly become one of the best welterweights in the world. Beating Jason Jackson was a huge statement. Nurmagomedov is dangerous everywhere. He has the wrestling background you expect, but his striking is really slick. He uses long kicks to the body and controls the distance perfectly. He fights with a lot of confidence, almost like he knows he is better than you before the fight even starts. At 13-0, he is just getting started. The UFC welterweight division is currently stacked. I would like to see how he deals with those monsters one day.
All right, this is where things get serious. We are moving past the rising stars and entering the absolute cream of the crop. Coming in at number 6 is the pride of Ecuador, Michael Morales. 19 wins, 0 losses. If you have been following the welterweight division closely, you know that Morales has quietly transformed from a fun prospect into a legitimate nightmare for anyone at 170 pounds. First, we have to talk about the physical reality of fighting this guy. He is massive for the weight class. He has broad shoulders, long arms, and a frame that makes him look like a middleweight who got lost on his way to the scales. But unlike a lot of big guys who are slow or stiff, Morales is explosive. His recent performance against Sean Brady was a massive eye-opener. Brady is a guy who usually bullies people. He is strong, he is a grinder, and he suffocates you. But Morales made him look small. Morales controlled the center of the cage effortlessly. He has developed this stinging piston-like jab that snaps his opponent's head back, and he uses it to disrupt their rhythm completely. He doesn't just touch you, he hurts you with every single shot. But the scariest part of Morales' game right now is his takedown defense. It has become elite. When guys try to wrestle him, it feels like they are hitting a brick wall. He has incredible balance and hips that are impossible to control. Because you can't take him down, you are forced to box with him, And that is a losing proposition for almost anyone in the division. He is aggressive, but he isn't reckless anymore. He stalks you, he cuts off the cage, he waits for you to panic, and when you do, he unloads with heavy combinations. He attacks the body, he throws knees up the middle, and he has that one-shot power that turns the lights out instantly. At 19-0, Morales rises to the occasion. The harder the fight, the better he performs. I can't wait to see him versus Islam or Shavkat.
At number 5, we have the Bellator lightweight champion, Usman Nurmagomedov. 20 wins, 0 losses. For a long time, the narrative on Usman was lazy. People just said, oh, he's Khabib's cousin. He's just another Dagestani wrestler. If you are still saying that in 2025, you aren't watching the fights. Usman is arguably the most dynamic and creative striker that his family has ever produced. He is not Khabib 2.0. He is something completely different. While Khabib was all about heavy pressure and mauling you on the ground, Usman plays a sniper's game. He stands tall, he switches stances fluently, and his kicking game is a thing of beauty. He throws front kicks to the face, spinning back kicks to the body, and calf kicks that cripple opponents early. He is incredibly fast for a lightweight. He manages distance so well that most opponents can barely touch him. He frustrates them. He makes them swing at air until they get desperate. And here is the trap. When they get desperate and try to rush him to stop the kicks, they run straight into his wrestling. And yes, his wrestling is elite. We have seen him completely dominate high-level black belts on the ground effortlessly. He flows from position to position, constantly looking for chokes or arm bars, but he does it with a calmness that is terrifying. He never looks stressed. He never looks tired. He has cleared out the Bellator lightweight division and made it look easy. Critics love to argue about the level of competition because he isn't in the UFC, but the eye test doesn't lie. When you dominate professional fighters like they are amateurs, it shows there is a massive skill gap. Usman Nurmagomedov is the complete package. He is too fast for the wrestlers and too good at wrestling for the strikers. 20-0 is no accident. He is a master of mixed martial arts. With Islam moving up to 170, Usman might come to the UFC. A fight against Topuria would be huge. One of them would lose their perfect record, and I doubt it would be Ilya.
Number 4 is the undeniable Movsar Evloev. 19 wins, 0 losses. Let's have a real conversation about Movsar. A lot of casual fans call him boring because he doesn't produce highlight reel knockouts, but if you actually understand the technical side of this sport, Movsar Evloev is absolutely terrifying. He just beat Aljamain Sterling at UFC 310, and that performance was a masterclass in high-paced grappling exchanges. Evloev is not a normal human being when it comes to cardio. He fights at a pace that breaks people physically and mentally. Most fighters, even the elite ones, start to slow down in round 2 or 3. Their mouth opens, their hands drop. Movsar actually seems to get faster as the fight goes on. He is constantly in your face, shooting takedowns, looking for trips and scrambling. His greatest skill is his ability to win the scramble. In MMA, there are moments where both guys are tangled up, trying to get the better position. Movsar wins those moments almost every time. He is slippery. He never accepts a bad position. If you manage to take him down, he pops right back up like a spring before you can even settle. This style is miserable to fight against. Imagine having a guy glued to you for 15 minutes, dragging you down and never letting you rest. You can see his opponents get frustrated. By the middle of the fight, they realize that Evloev is not going to give them any space. He just stays in their face and shuts down their game. He has beaten the best strikers and the best grapplers in the featherweight division simply by out-hustling them. He doesn't need to knock you out to win. He just completely neutralizes everything you try to do. 19-0, and nobody has figured out how to stop him. Even though he lacks a highlight reel, I'm sad Diego is taking the next title shot instead of him. Volkanovski would be the ultimate test for Evloev.
At number 3, we have Shavkat Rakhmonov. 19 wins, 0 losses.
The most ridiculous stat with Shavkat isn't even the undefeated record. It is the finish rate. 19 fights, 18 finishes. That is insane at this level. His secret? Eating horse meat. When you watch Shavkat, the first thing you notice is that he has zero emotion. He doesn't get angry, he doesn't get hyped up, he just goes in there to work. He is probably the most well-rounded guy at welterweight. He can knock you out or he can choke you out.
and he doesn't seem to care which one it is. The thing that really makes him a problem is his durability. We have seen him eat clean shots, big head kicks that would drop other guys, and he doesn't even blink. He just walks through it. That is terrifying for an opponent. Imagine hitting a guy with your best punch, and he just looks at you and keeps moving forward. He puts this constant pressure on you that wears you down. He isn't the fastest guy, he isn't the most athletic, but he is inevitable. He forces you to work at his pace until you make a mistake, and the second you do, he jumps on a submission or lands a heavy shot to end it. He makes fighting elite guys look like a day at the office. A fight versus Islam could be the real challenge to his undefeated record.
Coming in at number 2 is Khamzat Chimaev, 15-0. Look, I know people complain about how often he fights or his health issues, but we have to be honest about what happens when he actually steps in the cage. He is a problem that nobody has solved yet. There is nobody else in the sport who starts a fight like him. Most guys spend the first minute feeling things out, checking the distance. Khamzat just sprints across the cage and dives for your legs. I was one of the ones who thought that if Drukas survived the first round, the fight would be his. How wrong I was. Khamzat dominated 5 rounds versus the man who cleaned out the division. His wrestling is just different. It's not technical and smooth, it is violent. He grabs guys and physically moves them wherever he wants. He makes world-class fighters look like they don't know how to grapple. And if he gets on top of you, it feels like he weighs 300 pounds. He controls the wrists, he throws heavy ground and pound, and he is always looking for the neck. But he isn't just a wrestler anymore. He has legit power in his hands. We saw that one-punch knockout power against Meerschaert, and he stood toe-to-toe with Gilbert Burns. The scary thing about Khamzat is that he can beat you anywhere. If you stop the takedown, you have to deal with his hands. If you try to strike, he puts you on your back. He is aggressive, he is chaotic, and until someone proves they can stop that first-round storm, he is going to keep running through people.
And finally, at number 1, the lightweight champion, Ilia Topuria, 17-0. This is the guy everyone is chasing right now. He did exactly what he said he would do. He cleared out featherweight by knocking out Volkanovski and beating Max Holloway, and then he moved up to 155 and knocked out Charles Oliveira to take the belt. That is a resume that speaks for itself. Topuria is basically the perfect prototype for a modern fighter. He has a background in grappling, so you can't really take him down, but he has fallen in love with his hands. And honestly, his boxing is the best in the UFC right now. He stays in the pocket, he slips punches by millimeters, and he rips huge combinations to the body and head. He hits incredibly hard for his size. We saw it against Oliveira. One clean shot and the fight was over. What puts him at number 1 is just how clean he looks. He doesn't make many mistakes. He is patient, he is technical, and he fights like he knows he is better than you. He doesn't rush. He just cuts off the cage, backs you into a corner, and unloads. A lot of guys get undefeated records by fighting carefully, but Topuria goes out there looking to take heads off. After the fight with Oliveira, I don't think anybody have a chance versus Topuria at lightweight besides Arman. But moving up 105 pounds to welterweight is another story. Beating Islam, the final boss at that weight, would be his biggest challenge yet. My head says Islam wins, but so far Ilia has proven everyone wrong, so I wouldn't bet on that fight. Want to see 11 undefeated fighters get humbled by the champ? Make sure you don't miss my next video.